Yesterday I asked like what is the purpose for creating this universe if Brahma has the Anandatva, which means like unlimited bliss. So I just wanted to clarify the Leela essentially means play without reason, and that world by being like a spectator or watching himself as he performs his various names in Leela. So are those two the like correct answers that you gave me?
Yes, what you understood is fine. So, especially, we need to be clear regarding the meaning of the term Leela. That's the most important thing, so that we don't allege on the Brahma that even Brahma has wishes, even he wants something. He too feels incomplete in himself, and therefore he wanted to create universe. So the major point to clear this problem is that we must understand that we are proved incomplete when we need someone else to complete us. When we want someone else who can fulfill our demands or whom we can use for our satisfaction or happiness. But as Brahma created universe out of his own self, out of his own attributes, and Brahma isn't using any other material for creating the universe other than his own attributes. So we can't say that even Brahma is incomplete and he wants someone else, and therefore we cannot prove that he is incomplete. So about the universe and Brahma, we can understand that it is for his own self, it is from out of his own self. As in democracy, we say that democracy is for the people, of the people, and by the people. Same way, this universe is for Brahma, it is by Brahma and of Brahma, it belongs to Brahma. So here, as even material is Brahma, regulator is Brahma, he is the own creator, he will be the destroyer, and his own body in his own self, he is sustaining the universe. Therefore, we can't say that he is creating something else and enjoying it. Whatever is being created, it is out of his own form. For example, if we stand in front of mirror and see multiple forms of our own self, we cannot say that we want someone else for providing us happiness, because we are creating our own multiple forms and trying to enjoy it. So same happens with Brahma also. He is creating his own multiple forms, and therefore the wish of Bhagavan to create the universe doesn't mean that he wants someone else or he is incomplete in his own self. I hope this is clear. Fine. Anyone else?
I had another question.
Yes.
So yesterday
you may put on your video. You may try to put on your video.
Okay. My video's not working right now.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So yesterday you explained that the Jad were made, the Jagat and the Jad materials were made up of 5 elements, which was the fire, earth, water, space, and
air.
Yeah, air. So is the human body for the jivas also made up of these 5 elements?
See, soul and body, Atma and body, these are two different materials. They aren't one. So our Atma is not created out of these 5 materials, but our body and each and every organ in our body, they are created out of these 5 elements. Because even our body is Jad. We can move, we have consciousness because we have Atma in our body. Our Atma is residing in our body, and therefore we have the attribute of consciousness in us. For example, if someone dies and our soul, our atma leaves that body, the body just remains like a jad padarth without having any consciousness. A dead body cannot move, a dead body cannot understand. He will lose the consciousness because the soul departs the body. So soul and body, these are two different concepts. Soul is not created out of these five elements, but our body and organs, the body organs, they are created out of these five elements, because even our body is a jad padarth. It is not chetan. Our body attains consciousness because of the atma. You understood?
Yeah, thank you.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so you explained that the body and so like a human body is made up of two things. Wait, I think I can explain now. Okay. So you explained that the human body and the atma are two different things. And the atma is what makes us, it gives us the chit attribute, which makes us aware of our surroundings and our existence. But our jad is, our body is just a jad padarth, and once our soul leaves the body, the body won't work anymore because it's just a jad padarth. So the body is made up of the five elements, but our atma is what makes us aware of our surroundings.
Among jad and body and soul, our body is jad. It is created out of Panch Mahabhut. I just forgot to make all of you write down this term. Panch Mahabhut is the term which is used for explaining Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu and Akash. So you people may note this down. The five elements, the term, the earth, the sky, the fire, the water and the air, these five are known as Pancha Mahabhut. The spelling would be PANCHMAHABHOT. So Panchamahabhut is the term which is used for these five elements. So our body is created out of these five materials, but our soul isn't a part of this. Our soul is created out of the conscious, the chit attribute of Brahma, and therefore it has the attribute of consciousness.
Raja,
Yeah.
Is Panch Mahabhut and Prapanch synonyms?
No, they aren't synonyms. Prapanch is created out of Panch Mahabhut. Panch Mahabhut are Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu and Akash. The earth, the air, the sky, the fire and the water. These five are known as Panch Mahabhut. The five Mahabhut, the term Panch means five and Mahabhut, it means the materials. So Panch Mahabhut. These are the five elements, and as the universe, the Jagat, is made out of these five elements, we say the name of the Jagat is Prapanch, which is created out of five elements. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Ji Raja, Dhamma Pranam. I have one question. So yesterday we talked about Panch Mahabhut and so the five basic building blocks of the universe. But like in science we have 108, right? So I was wondering how those overlap and if we can use science while we use our scriptures.
See, the problem is that when we talk about science, uh, when we say that Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu and Akash, these are the 5 elements, we include all the 108 elements which are explained by science. Just for example, in science, oxygen and nitrogen and carbon dioxide, these are 3 different things. But as we know that all these 3 are in gaseous form, and therefore we do include them in the major category of air, in Vayu, because we attain all these things from Vayu only. So we can say that subcategories of Vayu are oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. But ultimately, we have all these in Vayu only. So same happens with the water, same happens with the Prithvi. So for us, if we say that iron, gold, diamond, silver, all these are sub-varieties of Prithvi only, because all these are created out of the earth. They just because of some specific sort of pressure or specific environment, all these are created, but they are Prithvi only. Sorry. They are the sub-varieties of Prithvi only. Therefore, we wouldn't like to differentiate it from Earth. They are sub-varieties of Earth, but they like to differentiate them because they try to count each and every subcategory also. We aren't counting the subcategories. Under major categories, we include all these things. For example, if I count water, milk, juice, all these things differently because of some elemental differences, but ultimately all these are varieties of water only. Even milk is a liquid. Each and every material which will be in the liquid form, everything will be counted in the major category of water. Whatever would be in the solid form, everything will be counted in the major category of earth, and whatever will be in the gaseous form, everything will be counted in the major category of Vayu, and the remaining 2 elements will be fire and the space. So this is how we count and differentiate all subcategories also. Fine. Can you explain what you understood?
Yeah, so you explained that we have Panch Mahabhut, which are the 5 building blocks, and then science explains many more, but those are just subcategories of the 5. So any liquid is just water, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And same way, when we are saying that all these 5 merge together and create the universe, even here we mean the same. It means around us there are many such materials which we find. For example, if I am seeing table, chair, mobile, etc. All these are ultimately varieties of earth. All the solid objects, they are created out of earth only, Prithvi only. So if I say stone, if I say soil, if I say particles, everything is the variety of earth only, Prithvi only. So the difference between religion, philosophy or science is that science only the science uses all the biological objects, and the complete analysis of science is of all the biological materials. In our word, we would say Bhautik Padarth. You will write this down. Bhautik Padarth. It would be spelled like Bhautik. Bhautik objects or Padarth. Padarth. So Bhautik Padarth means whatever is created out of Bhut, Panch Mahabhut. Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu and Akash. Whichever material is created out of these 5 elements, it will be known as Bhautik. The Prapanch, universe, all these are synonyms. So Bhautik means that whatever we have around us, all the biological materials and objects. So science accomplishes analysis of all those things, because science doesn't believe in any such material which is out of our physical experience. Science only accepts those materials which can be proved using observations and experiment, and therefore whichever material is in our experience, which can be experienced using our sensory organs, only those materials are accepted by science. But it is not so about religion and philosophy, because religion and philosophy are meant to explain only such objects which are beyond our physical experience, which we can't see, the materials which we cannot understand. All those are the subject matter of religion and philosophy. So that's the major difference. Or in our term, we would say that the religion and philosophy touch the Adhyatmic and Adidaivik paksha, the Adidaivik and Adhyatmic facets, but the science only touches the Adibhautik part.
Ji Raja. I have another question.
Just a minute. You may understand these 3 terms. So Adibhautik would mean all the such materials which would be in our physical experience, the materials which we can experience using our sensory organs by our bodily experience. The Adhyatmic would mean the constitution, the materials out of which it is created, and the Adidaivik would mean Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, because ultimately he is the one who is creating everything. So in the example of Ganga, we had understood this before also, but just try to revise it out. That in the example of river Ganga, the water of river Ganga will be Adibhautik, the one which is the physical form of Ganga. The second one will be Adhyatmic, will be the holiness of Ganga. The holiness of Ganga doesn't appear with our eyes. I cannot see that Ganga is holy. I would find that, yeah, Ganga is just a variety of water. It is just a river body. But when I go through the scriptures explain me that no, Ganga is not a normal water. It has some spiritual values. So it will be the Adhyatmic facet, and the Ganga Devi will be the Adidaivik facet of Ganga. So as these 3 we have, the universe, the Jagat will be Adibhautik, the physical form of Jagat, and all the material objects which are used for creating the universe, they will be the Adhyatmic facet, and Bhagavan Shri Krishna will be the Adidaivik facet, because he has created the universe out of his own self. Were you able to understand this?
Ji Raja.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so Jagat is the Adhyatmic. Adibhautik.
Yeah.
And then material objects are Adhyatmic. And then Bhagavan Shri Krishna is Adidaivik.
Yeah.
Should I ask my second question?
Suraj,
Just a minute. If someone has question related to what was explained now, can ask first.
Ji Raja, Danvat Pranam. I didn't understand the Adhyatmic facet, the material. You just explained the material for the Adhyatmic facet.
Yeah, I didn't switch to the topic of Akshara Brahma and 28 Tattva for now, because in Moolrup Vivek we are going to understand it, and it will be a premature topic for now. Therefore, but when we say the Adhyatmic Paksha, it means that first of all Bhagavan creates all the materials out of his own form, which are the 28 elements in our philosophy, and After that, those 28 elements create the Jad and Chetan Padarth. So the 28 elements and majorly Akshar Brahma, it will be the Adhyatmic facet. So just I use the term that all the materials which are used for creating the universe, they are known as Adhyatmic Paksha.
Ji Raja.
For now, it is okay to use the term materials. After the Mool Rup Vivek, when we'll understand the topic, we'll just properly define the term.
Danvat Raja, I'm trying to understand still the Adhyatmic aspect as you explained. So shall I explain in my terms? Means the heat of the fire we cannot see. But
can you put on the video? As we are uploading on YouTube, it will be fine to see all of it.
Somehow my video doesn't work.
Okay, no problem.
So
yeah, you may continue.
Yeah, what I'm trying to, I understand that the heat of the fire still we cannot see, just only we can feel it. Is it the similar aspect of the Adhyatmic? Because the Devi Sampada, what we're trying to discuss over here, that we cannot measure it by any Panch Mahabhut Tattva. It's just a matter of feeling, right? Is it in that way we have to took?
No, not exactly, because the heat, here when we say physical experience, it just doesn't include our eyes. It means whatever I can see, just that is not included in physical experience, but all the sensory organs, all the 10 sensory organs, including our eyes, our skin, our ears, my nose and my taste, my tongue. All these are included in physical experience when we use the term. So the heat is an object which can be experienced, and it is inbuilt attribute of tej, of fire. So in our term we would use dharma and dharmi. The fire is dharmi and its attribute is heat. Same way as the attribute of water is to be cold, the attribute of Prithvi is to be solid. So same way the attribute of fire is of heat. So attribute is a different thing and Adhyatmic portion is a different thing. So here, if you people just want to note down and learn later on, you people can write that Akshar Brahma and 28 elements which were firstly created by Bhagwan, they are the Adhyatmic part, Adhyatmic facet for this universe. So yesterday, as I said, that first of all Bhagwan creates his form Akshar Brahma. After that he creates the 28 elements out of his own self, and those 28 elements results in the form of Jagat and Jeev. This is the process. We will be learning this process in the 3rd chapter of Pramay Ratna Sangra, and therefore I didn't mention that. But as you asked, be clear that the Adhyatmic facet means all the materials which were created by Bhagwan before creating the resultant universe. Those are the Adhyatmic facet for Jagat. We will learn it in detail in the 3rd chapter, so you people may wait till then.
Thank you, Raja, for your explanation.
Fine. For now, you can make the notes for these 3 things alike what I said, but after we learn the 3rd chapter, you people would be clear regarding these 3 facets, because it is not the subject matter of this chapter, so we'll be switching to that subject in the 3rd chapter only.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between Prapanch and Panch Mahabhut, because they both mean the 5 elements?
No, they don't mean both of them mean 5 elements. Prapanch means the material, the result which is created out of these 5 elements. It is titled as Prapanch.
Okay.
And those 5 elements are titled as Panchamahabhut. They are the material and the result is this universe, this Jagat. So the result is known as Prapanch, the one which is created out of 5 elements, and those 5 elements are known as Panchamahabhut. Both have the relation of cause and effect. Panchamahabhut are the cause or material and the result is Jagat or Prapanch.
Okay.
What you understood? Can you explain what you understood?
The Panchmahabhut is the cause and the Prapanch, the Jagat is the effect.
Fine. And as Jagat is created out of those 5 elements, we give the name to Jagat Prapanch. The another name for Jagat is Prapanch. It is a contextual name in the context of its material, out of which it is created.
Okay.
Fine. Anything else? So for today's session, what you people are supposed to do is that you people may compile the questions which are asked by the participants and the answer. So we haven't switched to the next subject from the text, but we had multiple questions regarding the yesterday's topic. So you people may compile these questions and answers for today's session. What was asked and what was the answer to that question. So if you haven't noted it down in that manner, you people can use the recording and prepare the summary for that. And from the next session, be careful that in the session when we have just questions and answers, including the topic, you people are supposed to compile the questions and answers also, so that it can be helpful to us in the future when we go through the topic, when we revise the topic, so we can understand all the facets of that topic. This is the major result of group study. These are not the questions which raise in each and everyone's mind, or we just don't feel like thinking or in that way. But when we have 10-20 participants along with us, what they think, it results in our understanding. Even we can be, it helps in understanding the topic for us also. So this would be great. You people may compile the questions and the answers also along with the topic. While writing summary, be careful. For today's session, you people can use the recording and compile them. And from the next session, be careful that whatever the question was asked, even write down the question and what was the answer in context to that. Do we have any other question?
Suraj, you were asking, right? Do you have any questions anymore?
No, Bhubi Auntie. I figured it out.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
able to
Suraj.
hear you now. Sorry, I had got disconnected. Yeah, you may speak up.
Sorry, I don't have a question. I was just making sure everyone is still online.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. It was because of my network. Does anyone of us have any questions remaining?
Nobody asked any question, Raja, so far.
Okay, fine. So let
Actually,
us conclude here.
Yes, somebody was asking. Yeah.
yeah. So multiple religions
Yes.
have do multiple religions have the theory that above the Panch Mahabhut, or is it just our religion?
See, mostly religious philosophy does have this concept.
Okay, Ji Raja.
Context and this concept in it, including Christianity, Islam, and if they explain that all these were created first of all. Bhagwan first of all created the earth, the heaven, the sky, etc. As in Bible, it mentions that Bhagwan he thought and there was a sky. Bhagwan, then next he thought there was the earth. So this is how even they are explaining. Mostly religious.
Your voice is breaking up.
Sorry, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah. Before it was breaking up, so I couldn't hear you.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I said is that religious philosophy has this concept, including Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, because Bible mentions that God wanted to create and there was heaven. God wanted to create and there was the sky. God wanted to create and there was the earth. So this is how even they explain. This is how our Upanishad explain that Bhagwan wanted and he created all the objects which we find around us.
Okay, I understood now.
Yeah. See, there are differences regarding the philosophical concepts among all the religions, and we do have differences between the counting of elements also. But ultimately, it's okay if we have 5 elements or someone accepts 6 elements or 7 elements. It doesn't create much difference. But ultimately, Bhagavan is the only creator and he is the material cause for the universe. This has supposed to be clear. And if any philosophy denies that, we do have differences with them. So ultimately, Bhagavan is the material cause. This is the major concept about which we must be clear.
Ji Raja.
Fine. Anything else?
Ji Raja, so the major basic difference with our philosophy with other religion will be like we believe that Bhagwan himself become as a Jagat, but they do believe that Bhagwan God just wishes and then there was a Jagat, right? That will be the major difference.
Yes. For them, creator is Bhagwan and the materials are different. Material cause is a different thing and Bhagavan is the creator. For us, Bhagavan himself is the creator and he himself is the material cause.
Ji Raja.
Yeah. We'll be having this topic in this Prapanch Vivek only. The next topic will be the Karta. Brahma is the Karta, he is the creator and he himself is the material cause also. Yeah. Anyone else? Any question? Fine. So let us conclude here today's session. We will be continuing tomorrow. But all the participants just try to compile all the questions and the answers for today's session. You people may use recording for today if you haven't noted it down. But from the next session, try to write down the questions also and the answers, both of them, so that it can be helpful in understanding the topic. It has to be compiled. Fine.